Hi, welcome to my video. So this week I'm just going to show you a new feature I added to my hiking website, Outdoor Adventures. So I just added the ability to use this form to create hikes. So instead of just creating the blank hikes like I was last week, we can put in a little bit of information and then an image. So let me go over to VS Code and I'll show you what I did. So I started off here in app.tsx and I just simply added a new prop to sidebar called handle add card. And that just uses the add new card method. So then I went over to sidebar and I just added that prop here in the sidebar props, handle add card, and that just takes in a hike that's of type new hike and returns void. New hike is just my hike type, but without the ID. And then we pass that down here and destructure it. And then I also created a piece of state. So form info and set form info. And we just have that defaulted to be blank values. And I had to make sure that the names in here match the names of my input values in the form. So if we go down here, you can see that these each have a name, location, miles, and image URL. I also added another little function called handle input change, and that just takes in an event. It's a react.change event that uses an HTML input element. And it basically just grabs the value from the input, whatever the name of that input is, and sets it equal to the event.target. And then I just call set form info here from the state and just pass in previous data. And to the end of the previous data, it just adds the value from the input, whatever the name of the input is. So whatever the person types in, that becomes the value. And then I just have a little handle submit function here. So when the person clicks on the create hike button, it just prevents the page from refreshing. I also created a little variable here, new hike, and created an object, basically just name, location, miles, image, URL, and favorite is defaulted to false. And it just uses that piece of state form info and just sets each of the values. So if we go down here to the form, here's that on submit that I added where I pass in handle submit, and that just prevents the page from refreshing. And then in each of these input values here, I added the on change event and passed in that handle input change. And then the value gets set to, once again, the name, location, miles, and image URL. And then down here in the actual create hike button, so for the on click, we just pass in that handle add card method. And then, so that just creates a new hike and then immediately just refreshes the form and clears it out. So let me go ahead and show you. Let's go over here and create a hike. So let's do Granite Canyon. It's in Teton National Park. 7.7 miles. And then the image. Go ahead and create that hike. And it just immediately refreshes the form. And then it'll add that new card to the end. So yeah, that's all I got for you this week. Thank you for watching the video.